Forest Drive, which is right near Romance Road. Police say a person of interest was seen on a Ring doorbell camera. Again, police had been treating this as a kidnapping, but that little girl has been found. Now, News Channel 3's Princess Janae Steverson joins us at Portage Public Safety with their chief and is getting more information for us. Good afternoon, Princess.
Good afternoon, Julie. And it's as you mentioned, I'm here at Portage Public Safety getting ready to speak with their chief, Nick Arnold. Thank you, Chief, so much for joining us on such short notice. We're very happy to know that the baby has been found safe. Got a few questions for you. Can you walk us through what we know so far about the circumstances of the baby's disappearance? Again, 8-month-old Honesty Johnson.
Yeah, so we were advised from dispatch that a 2012 Audi had been taken off of one of our residential streets, that inside the vehicle was an 8-month-old child. According to the mother, they were unsure as to who took the vehicle. We then immediately notified our partners, notified all of our personnel on the street, and began doing an investigation. And within less than an hour, we located the vehicle up on Oak Street in the city of Kalamazoo with the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety's help. We were able to locate the vehicle with the child, appears to be unharmed inside. The vehicle was empty at the time, so we cordoned off an area and began searching, and we did in fact locate what we have described as a person of interest, and I believe you might have had the picture from a Ring camera, which is the person of interest we were looking for.
Can I ask, is that person of interest, are they a suspect, and is there any sort of relation to baby Honesty?
As far as I know, there's no relationship whatsoever. And certainly at this point, unless we find out other information, our suspect or person of interest would be a suspect in a kidnapping case.
Was there any point in time during the search for Honesty that you believe she was in any sort of danger? If so, why or why not?
Well, I think anytime a small child is taken, kidnapped in these circumstances, there's a fear that the child's going to be armed. And so the priority is to try to locate that child as quickly as possible. The sooner you find them, the higher the likelihood that they're going to be found safe. And in this case, we did just that.
And in this case, it looks like you and your detectives found the baby rather quickly. Can you kind of walk us through that search and rescue effort by you and your department?
Yeah, so I mean, we were working on putting out an Amber Alert. While that was being worked on, I notified my counterparts up at the city, the county, Western, and the state police via text saying, hey, we're working on an Amber Alert. This is who we're looking for. So even before the Amber Alert got out, they started looking. And just luckily, KDPS found the vehicle.
And anything else you want to add, Chief, that I didn't ask? Just
Great work. Partnerships pay off in the end. I had no doubts I could send out a text and get some help. State police had a helicopter on the way. We had drones up in the air, plenty of resources, and it turned out really well. So we're just fortunate.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Chief. I appreciate you. All right, guys, as you just heard it from the Chief, baby Honesty Johnson has been found safe. She's currently being checked out to make sure everything's good. We will continue to investigate this and try to get more information on the person of interest that Portage Public Safety is currently looking into at this moment. We'll bring you those live updates both on air and online at WWMT.com. For now, I'm Princess Janae Steverson reporting live in Portage, News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Princess. Again, the important thing, the 8-month-old is safe. We'll continue to work more details about just what happened in this case this morning. Moving on to some other news, a Kalamazoo man facing murder charges learning his fate. 20-year-old Camaris Pratt will spend the next 25 to 60 years in prison. Pratt shot and killed 25-year-old Bader Farwana during an attempted robbery. Happened on March 23rd of last year in the 900 block of Jackson Street. Pratt was arrested on April 26th of last year and charged with open murder. On May 6th of this year, Pratt pled guilty to felony murder and firearm. He was sentenced Monday. Pratt is also serving 2 years for felony firearm.
3 Michigan State University students who were hurt in their school shooting reached a settlement with MSU. Now, that shooting happened in 2023. Nathan Statley was studying environmental biology and zoology when he was shot in the head. He'll get $14.2 million from this. Yukai John Hao was studying economics, and he was shot in the back and paralyzed from the chest down. He'll get $13 million and free tuition, room, and board. Troy Forbush was double majoring in music education and vocal performance. He was shot in the chest. He'll get $2.5 million.
Let's take it outside now for a live look over downtown Kalamazoo. Looks and feels awesome outside right now. Meteorologist Jeff Porter joining us with a terrific Tuesday forecast. Jeff.
Like the usage of awesome. Kirk, thank you very much. And that is exactly right. Now, we do have a mixture here of cloud cover and sunshine. The farther north you go, the clouds are thicker. I want to give you a live look right now in South Haven. The other thing that we've got ongoing is wildfire smoke. It is still in our skies right now. By the way, we have 2 footers here. Yellow caution flag up here on the sand, 63 in the air, 60 in the water. That was a live look in South Haven. All right, this just came out about an hour ago. We've got an air quality alert. Another one. This is going to be for tomorrow for just about the entire lakeshore and also Kent County. Now, this time is a little bit of a wrinkle here. This is for elevated amounts of ozone and residual wildfire smoke. If you already have breathing issues, we're still speaking to you to take it extra easy in the day ahead tomorrow. As far as the afternoon goes, our cloud cover sunshine mixture here, that's going to thin out. So trending mostly sunny by dinner time. It will be breezy. West-southwest winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. All right, if you're in northern Allegan County, northern Berry County, farther northward, in fact, pretty much straight up cloudy. Those points forward, farther south, again, sky's a little bit better. 69 right now in Kalamazoo. Sky is muted by wildfire smoke. We've got some 70s on the Michigan-Indiana line, Three Rivers and Sturgis, and also in Coldwater. Okay, when and where it will storm during the day on Thursday, Kirk will answer that in 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Protests in Los Angeles now in their 5th day. More confrontations between law enforcement and demonstrators who are protesting immigration raids. Federal government adding more resources, sending an additional 2,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines. It's a move California leaders will challenge in court. Law enforcement agents throwing flashbangs and firing rubber bullets at a crowd of protesters. Military officials say around 1,700 National Guardsmen are on the ground, 2,000 more being sent by President Trump to protect federal property and personnel. This deployment at the center of a political showdown between California's state government and the federal government.
Judge Governor Newsroom and the Democratic leaders of California weren't acting were quick enough to act. I think President Trump did exactly the right thing.
I can't emphasize enough the level of fear and terror that is in Angelenos right now, not knowing if tomorrow or tonight it might be where they live, it might be their workplace. Should you send your kids to school?
California Governor Gavin Newsom declaring the call-up of the troops unconstitutional. He is suing the Trump administration.
And there were also protests in Austin, Texas last night. There were actually 2 of them that met at a federal building downtown. Well, police say they used tear gas and said they had to tell people to leave several times. We're told some protesters vandalized the federal building and at least 1 person was arrested.
A Kalamazoo man responsible for a string of arsons last summer will spend up to 40 years in prison. Kalamazoo County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney says George Stenard is no stranger to the courtroom. From December of 2010 to January of this year, Stenard was arrested on felony charges. Those include arson, drug possession, fraudulent financial transactions, and several misdemeanors. He pled guilty to multiple arson charges last month after fires set at several locations across Kalamazoo, all within a 4-month period. One woman says she lost everything because of Stenard.
I lost everything, my house. I'll never know if you were aiming for it, but my life still burned down in the wreckage of your choices. Just collateral damage in your disaster.
Stenard's lawyer says he suffers from bipolar depression and clinical depression and is seeking help. A restitution hearing will be scheduled in the future. His victims are seeking a combined total of more than $700,000 in damages.
A man could spend up to 7 years in prison for his role in a kidnapping in Kalamazoo. It happened in August. Police say Deshaun Gladney drove Jordan Watts around the night that he kidnapped Dorisha Watts and her kids. Well, Gladney, the driver, pleaded guilty to several charges for his role. And we've learned this afternoon that 2 people were found dead at Isle Royale National Park. That's an island up in Lake Superior. It's near Canada. Well, police say the two campers were found in a pretty remote campground. They say two rangers actually had to go out 11 miles to that site yesterday morning. They had gotten 2 reports about these campers. As of this afternoon, they're still not sure how or why they died.
A former student opened fire at a school in Austria today. The 21-year-old killed 9 before hurting at least a dozen more and then taking his own life. Police say he used 2 weapons, which appear to be legally owned. He had no police record prior to this shooting. It happened in Austria's second largest city of around 300,000 people. Harvard students and researchers will have their visas processed. U.S. State Department ordering diplomatic posts around the world to resume processing the visas Friday. This comes after a judge stopped the Trump administration's latest efforts to block international students from going to the university. The new order replaces one that posts had gotten earlier in the week, telling them to refuse visa applications for students and researchers going to Harvard.
The Associated Press says Iran probably won't accept a proposal about its nuclear program. They've been trying to reach an agreement with the U.S. We want them to stop enriching their uranium, and if they do, we could lift some of the economic sanctions on them. But Iran says no enrichment means no deal. Some other countries say they want the International Atomic Energy Agency to censure Iran and for United Nations Security Council to look into this. Well, it's 12:11 this afternoon, and coming up, several departments in West Michigan were called to a fire this morning. And coming up, investigators are letting us know where it started.
Julie, thank you very much. When it will storm over the weekend, you're watching News Channel 3 live at noon.